Now, if that didn't get your attention, I don't know what will. I'm Dustin Jackson, and today I'm gonna be teaching you all about boating safety. Cheers. Whoa.
Great work is mandatory. It's a must. If you want to continue to grow to the goals that you have set forth, then you have to put out great work. It's got to be the best.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Shop Talk Tuesday. And this week, we're out on a boat. And since the majority of our customers are in the boating community, and this week just happens to be Boating Safety Week, we figured there ain't no way we can do this episode without being out in a boat, on the water, showing you guys just what it takes to be safe on y'all's booze cruise. Hit it, Captain. All right, so we pulled up here on our local sandbar, and I figured there's no better way, since we're all about safety this week, than to bring the safety man on himself. That's my dad. Now, he carries around a lot of precious cargo, and that's my daughter.
and my grandbaby.
That's right, his grandbaby. So, Dad, we're talking about safety, and we're gonna get into all the stuff that you have on this boat to keep our family safe. But what's one of the most commonly missed or forgot about safety items you would say in the boating world today?
The topic lately has been the lanyard.
Lanyard.
People tend not to be wearing these properly or at all.
You know, and I can attest to that because I've been in the boating world for a long time. And I've always just kind of dangled my lanyard around and not really taken it serious, but I know you've told me lately that everybody's really cracking down on that, and that's something that we need to be thinking of, and it makes sense, right?
Absolutely it does.
So the idea that the lanyard, what does it actually do?
If you're thrown from driving the boat or something was to take place, it would actually kill the motors on the boat and keep anyone else or hitting anyone else and being...
Right, so stop the boat. If you were to get thrown overboard, you're not going to get chopped up by the propellers or keep everybody else in the boat safe because the boat stops.
That's right, kills the motors.
Yeah, that seems like common sense to me, but definitely one that I've missed, and definitely one I know a lot of people have missed too. So that's definitely important, but there's got to be more to boating safety than this little piece of string here.
Absolutely.
What else you got on this boat to keep us safe?
Let's take a look.
All right, Dad, here we are on the back of your boat, and you got all kind of safety equipment strode out here, and I just want to go over it one by one, show everybody what they may need and what you have and what keeps all of us safe. So we'll start out with the obvious, first aid kit.
Absolutely, everyone should have one of these on board.
Simple enough, right? This
That's
has got
simple.
Band-Aids, this has got ointment, this is stuff, burns, probably cuts, all kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So this keeps you safe if little things happen, but this ain't gonna help you if you're drowning, is it?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so either. Well, let's figure out what's gonna help me if I'm drowning, because I'm surrounded by a lot of water. This guy looks like it might help.
It's definitely a throwable, and it's required in case someone was to fall out of the boat. You would throw this over to help them float.
Okay, so this right here is considered something that you would throw outside the boat. They would grab on if they're drowning and hold on to keep them from sinking.
That's correct.
All right, so the throwable makes sense. What in the world are these?
Those are flares.
Handheld flares. I see that. So what are these guys good for?
Well, in case you're broke down, let's say you're out deep sea fishing and no one's around, you can shoot these out in the air and hopefully someone will see those and come to your rescue.
Ah, this is a signal. So if it's dark out and you're stranded, you can fire this baby off. It's going to signal other boats and let them know in your distress. Anything else I should know about this thing?
Make sure they're in date.
I see right here, you're good to go, of course. August 2022. Okay. Well, I can't help but notice this flashing light. What in the world is this good for?
Well, you can have this in place of flares, which is obviously a lot easier to maintain and keep because you don't have to worry about date other than put fresh batteries in.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I thought we just had a big flashlight or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, but I was wondering why it wouldn't stay on. So this is the same thing. It's going to signal distress if you're in need, broke down, whatever's going on. This is going to help identify you in a dark or dimly lit area. Flashes light, and it says right here SOS. So I'm sure that's flashing SOS.
I would assume so.
Really cool, really cool. All right. Now this one seems obvious. What in the world? Oh, yep, I figured it out. Horn?
Horn?
Okay, what's the horn for?
All right, so you can signal other boats passing by. They could hear that where they would not hear you hollering.
Or if it's daylight and the flares aren't going to be much good, you can signal them with the horn.
That's correct.
Makes a lot of sense. What about a date on this thing? I don't really see one. I guess as long as it does that, we're good.
As long as there's air and it blows, right?
It's good. Okay. All right, this seems like an obvious. I mean, I know it's a life jacket. So how many of these guys you got to have on board?
One per each boater on the boat, and
Okay.
they must fit.
This keeps them safe. I mean, obviously, if this thing's going down, you want to be able to float, put this baby on, and you're good to go.
That's correct.
Since I'm going for the obvious, pick another one here. What's the whistle for?
Again, to sound out a signal so one's far away, they could possibly hear the whistle blow.
Back up to the horn. In case the horn's not going, whistle never fails.
That's
right.
right.
As long as you got air in the lungs, the whistle works. Makes sense. Keep that one on board. Keep the air in the lungs. Tell me what's going on with fire extinguishers.
Main thing that people overlook for this every year is they do not make sure that it is full.
Okay.
Make sure it's in date and full.
In date and in full, and it's got this cool gauge here that tells you that. And I imagine most of the guys, they throw them in the boat, check on it once every 5 years, if you're like me.
Yep.
And this is very important that it stays in date and full, so that way if there's a fire on board, you can put it out. In my opinion, that seems like one of the most dangerous situations, because if you're out on the water, the boat catches fire, it's not like you can run away. I mean, you're kind of stuck on the boat.
That's correct.
So having a fire extinguisher seems very important. Staying safe on your boat is your part, but keeping that baby clean is mine. If you're interested in having a boat detail, go on over to easyanddetail.com and click Get My Estimate. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Shop Talk Tuesday, and I'll see you next week. Hit it, Captain. Oh, I about went for a ride. All right, so we pulled up here on our look. Oh, I told y'all it was pill season. Go on over to easyanddetail.com and click Get My. Hang on, I messed it up. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.